Welcome everyone! I'm Anti the Hero and I'm still sick, so sorry about that. But I don't have time to worry about it, as today's game is a 3D fighter, Tekken 7. Tekken 7 was developed and published by Bandai Namco. It had a way too long arcade run, as the first version was released in March 2015. The updated version, titled Fated Retribution, was released in July last year, and the home version came out just yesterday as to when I'm recording this, on June 2nd, 2017. I also think I should tell you now that I can't comment on online features because of complications, so to speak. Believe it or not, Tekken has always had a story. It wasn't always told in the best way, or in the case of the first 2 or 3 games it was told in the manual, but it was there. Why I'm bringing this up is that because of the push for cinematic story modes planned by NetherRealm, this game also features one. The game follows a reporter as he tries to find out the truth about the Mishima Zaibatsu. The story is told through 2 types of cutscenes. There's drunk cutscenes for when the reporter is narrating and man is he narrating.
How could my hometown have come under attack?
We'll come back to that. And then there's in-game cutscenes for when the game transitions to fights.
不審者を確認排除します
やれやれ手荒なことはしたくないのだがね
Along this, there's also side stories for a couple of characters who weren't included in the main story. And I mean, you know what? I'll just show you Hwoarang's.
드디어 찾았다. 괴물 상태인 너한테 이겨봤자 의미 없다고. 망할 차.
Don't let them get away.
Yup, that's it. That's a side story, and all of them are this long. And I mean, I didn't have a problem with the main story because sure, even there, a chapter was a fight and what led up to it, but it's like 12 chapters, so I can excuse it some. This on the other hand, I can't, because I feel it's lacking. There's nothing really leading up to them, save for like 3 paragraphs of text, and that wouldn't be bad had I not played Tekken 5, because that game's story mode is the answer to the faults of this game's side stories. In my opinion, it could have been done by adding some of the text explaining why the character you chose is in the tournament, and then putting them in the arcade mode with their big nemesis being the boss of it. Now, that wouldn't have been perfect either, because the current thing works for quite a few as well, for example Bob, who never makes it to the tournament, but I think, in general, it would have worked better. For example, Law's explanation text thing says that he's looking for a person to run his dojo while he's away, and that he tried out a couple of people who weren't good enough to do it until he got to the person we get to fight. Why couldn't we control Law during that? What kept them from using actual fighters for the applicants? That it would make them look weak? Nonsense! I mean, look at this!
呼びでしょうか、リー様。
トゥーフィンガー。
かしこまりました。小僧が。
急いだ方がいい。死にたくなければ。
This guy is the antagonist. I think. This game brings 3 new mechanics to the table. First, you have rage arts, which are super moves. That's basically it. Their power increases the closer you are to defeat. Then second, you have power crushing, which lets you ignore people's attacks and do your own, though you still get damaged. Third, you have rage drives, which are more powerful normal moves. Bound has also been replaced by screw attacks, which spins the opponent round if you hit them in the air and lets you continue your attack. Unlike Bound, you can screw attack wall combos. For characters, most of the classics return, as you can still play as the likes of Jin Kazama, Heihachi Mishima, and everyone's favorite, Eddie Gordo. To add to this, you also have newcomers such as Katarina Alves, Claudio Sarafino, and everyone's favorite, This game also features Akuma from Street Fighter. The game's difficulty is changeable and goes from easy to ultra hard. The story mode has a separate difficulty setting, that for convenience sake, I will title the same way difficulty settings normally are, and say that it goes from easy to very hard. The game features an arcade mode in which the player must face 5 opponents, ending in a boss fight against either Akuma or Kazumi, I believe. Treasure Battle replaced the last game's Ghost Battle, and is the place to go if you want to unlock customization elements. It features a special match every few matches, may these be heist battles, where you have a mirror match and unlock the parts of your opponent, Turbo Battle, where you find a turbo speeds, or boss battles against Akuma, Kazumi, Jin, Kazuya, or Heihachi. How they made Akuma work is by basically taking SF4 Akuma, copying him, adding the sidestep, and that's about it really. While Akuma has a rage art, the Shangoku Satsu, he lacks a rage drive, and instead he has a super move, the Masatsugo Hado. As for other modes, the game has a PS4 exclusive mode, or rather feature, the Jukebox. In the Jukebox, you can change what game's music you want to hear and on what stages you want to hear them. Or if you want the game to shuffle through all of the game's soundtracks randomly. You can customize people and your player profile. To talk about your profile, you can choose different quotes, nameplates, and life bars. These you unlock as you scale the ranks through Treasure Battle. In character customization, each character has some character-specific clothing. Along these, there's shared clothing you can get for fight money. This customization can help you make the characters more personal. Or you can make them into clowns as well. The game will get 2 more guest characters, and an additional mode down the line through paid DLC, as well as ending in all characters as free DLC. To make the game more enjoyable to watch, the game has a slow motion effect when critical moments occur. The game looks magnificent. I have no more to pick here. However, here I do. First, let's get back to the narration. Well, I think I'll just let you take a listen.
I dreamed of one day killing him with my bare hands. As a child, Lee had been adopted by Heihachi Mishima. So he knew Kazuya of G-Corp, and once shared a rivalry with him in the ring. I listened intently, excited about this new breakthrough. As the old man hummed on, I shook my head in horror. Next to me, Lee and Lars barked orders frantically, desperately trying to verify whether the images were a hoax or not. The demon on screen was unlike anything I'd imagined. When I came to, I was on a wharf with Lars. I had no idea where I was or what he was doing there. Lars said he'd received a message from the Zaibatsu telling him to come here. He bundled me into his car and then took me back to Violet Systems.
As for music, in this game we further experience the decline of Tekken's soundtrack's quality. Thankfully, the jukebox mode fixes this somewhat, but here's the thing. Come closer. Closer. It's a bloody PS4 exclusive feature. And so, here we are. I really do like this game, and so of course you'd expect me to give it a high rating, which I will probably do, but what we try to be critical, my own personal feelings aren't enough to make it the game of the year for me. So let's look over the pros and cons, shall we? For pros, the game is beautiful. The gameplay, as always, is easy to learn but hard to master. The customization is starting to get back to Tekken 6 levels, and the story's presentation is on the right track. For cons, I wouldn't call the jukebox mode and 3 costumes being PS4 exclusive a good thing. The character stories could have been better, and while the customization is on the right track, it still has ways to go. So with all of that being said, I think it's fair if I say that Tekken 7 gets 9 out of 10. The game is not without its flaws, but for me, it does nearly everything it needs to. I mean, it's a fighting game. I didn't expect it to have enough offline modes to satisfy me for years to come if I choose to play only this game. But the fighting is fun, the story is fun for the most part, and Treasure Battle is an alright place to spend your time. So, I don't have a lot of reasons to complain, I don't think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that, goodbye.